7 steps to an organized money life. We all know that money plays a very, very important part in our life. And what it can do for us is solve at least some of our problems, if not all. Having an organized money life can be very, very empowering because it gives you a sense of great control in terms of how you can deal with situations that are either planned or unplanned. When we talk about organizing our financial life, it not only helps us and our family today, but it probably helps us significantly from a tomorrow perspective as well, because many of us will probably have something left behind when we are not in this world anymore. So here's our 7 steps towards an organized money life. Number 1, budget. While we do this all at work, all the time, looking at what our incomes are going to be and what our expenses are going to be like, unfortunately, unlike our parents who were very good with budgets, most of us have given up on this habit, and many of us may not even know exactly what's the amount of income that comes in every month, every quarter, or every year. And of course, we have no sense of what our expenses are exactly. I think this discipline of budgeting can allow us both the benefit of having a sense of control as well as allowing us to spend without any guilt at all, which is such an important part of spending, that when you spend, you feel happy about the spending. Number 2, invest in yourself. We live in a world which is very dynamic, things are changing every day, and therefore the skills that we have today may be less relevant tomorrow. As Warren Buffett often says, investing in yourself is probably your best investment, and therefore look at how you can keep enhancing your skills. It's not just our children who need to keep getting better at what they do, we need to do that ourselves as well. Number 3, have an emergency buffer. COVID-19 was a wake-up call for a lot of people when they suddenly realized that they are very vulnerable because their jobs or businesses can just go away in a very quick amount of time, and mostly it is unexpected. Therefore, if you're able to build in anywhere between 3 to 12 months of an emergency buffer, depending on whether you are having a single income household or a double income household, it's going to be very valuable. Number 4, clearly define your goals. One of the things that happens very often is that we are defining our own goals basis the social system or the social network that we are part of, either at work or in our building complexes or just our families and friends. We need to understand that our goals are very personal. Some of them are so personal that they maybe even differ from what your spouse wants to do, and therefore having well-defined goals which are clearly listed out and have a time frame to them and have a quantification of the amount that is needed work very, very well. Number 5, have everything in a single place. I think one of our responsibilities is to ensure that if something happens to us, it's easy for the family to get hold of all our income information, all our expense information, all our asset information, and of course, if we have loans as well, that's easily available. You have to think about organizing your information like an ISO standard, which essentially allows you to retrieve everything very quickly and accurately. And this could come either through some of the good apps that are now getting developed, or plain old Excel can play a great role in being able to do this. But just ensure that your family can get access to it easily, because we keep it high password protected. You might find that you have all the information, but your family just cannot access it when it's required. Number 6, have an estate plan. One of the things that's going to happen to all of us, and we don't know when it's going to happen, is going to be that we're going to pass away. And therefore having a robust will, a power of attorney, maybe a trust, is very, very critical to ensure that assets pass on to who we wanted to pass on to in as seamless a manner as possible. Number 7, give a great amount of thought to your giving back strategy. I think a lot of us are going to have much more than what we require during our lifetimes. And while one of the things that we can do is certainly pass it on to the next generation, we also maybe want to think about whether we want to do philanthropy in a manner where you can make a meaningful difference to other people who are probably not as fortunate as you are. We think all of this, when done well, done systematically, and done continuously, can make a big difference to how you feel about your money life. In case you can't do this yourself, reach out to your financial planner, get a financial plan done, ensure that all of these pieces are put in order, and also ensure that they remain in order, because just doing it once is probably not going to be enough. When you think about a good organized money life, it will allow you a better today, a brighter tomorrow, and probably a very prosperous ever after. Let me also give you some disclaimers. Investments in security markets are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Registration granted by SEBI, membership of BASL, and certification from National Institute of Securities Markets, NISM, in no way guarantee performance of the intermediary or provide any assurance of returns to investors. The securities quoted are for illustration only and are not recommendatory, and this information is only for consumption by the receiver of this document, and such material should not be redistributed.